For those of you who can remember and cast your mind back right to the start of this year of 2024, and at least the first couple of months of 2024, even sort of the latter half just of 2023, you all, of course, remember the big Rwanda skirmishes that took place, where you saw Rishi Sunak and the hard right roll out what they saw as this amazing, absolute, wonderful plan that was somehow going to solve immigration. And that was, of course, you'd send 200 people, again, maximum 200 people, off to Rwanda, and somehow that would be the deterrent. Again, didn't deter anyone, really. And, of course, as many people said, you can't do that. You know, it only facilitates 200 people to begin with, and yet not only that, there are international rules and laws as well governing a lot of this stuff. So basically, it's a complete non-starter. Meanwhile, of course, the hard right pushing really hard on this, wanting Rishi Sunak to just ditch the law entirely, even though if it had passed, again, it didn't because of the endless game of ping pong that took place. Like I said, go watch our review of the year that we've just dropped on well, not yet, but I'm recording it after this, on the YouTube Pony Club, and of course the Patreon down as well. And now you can actually buy individual episodes on Patreon. So if you don't want to sort of subscribe to the whole Patreon for a year, you can just buy that particular video and gain access to it and see my review of the year. Like I say, it's going to be probably quite a long one. But anyway, that was what we saw, this constant clashing over this, like the moderate right, who knew the reality of what would happen if they did this, that it would just be constant challenges and it would absolutely destroy the plan. And it would be an absolute failure, waste of time, that they spent so much time trying to do it. And of course, after all of this, the plan just basically didn't work. Meanwhile, of course, the hard right pushing for this idea, constantly saying, well, if we don't this, we'll do everything we possibly can, regardless of optics or what it makes us look like, to do this. Ultimately, it brought down the government. Meanwhile, of course, we cross the pond and have a look at America. Of course, Donald Trump set to take office very, very soon. And oh, look, what's this? A MAGA civil war is breaking out. And bear in mind, we're going to do something or go somewhere which we don't often cover, and that is the Daily Mail. Because the Daily Mail, if they are covering the fact that Elon Musk and Vivek are now clashing with the hard right over immigration issues, the almost exact same immigration issues that brought down our conservatives, brought them into constant infighting and all sorts of kind of insane stuff that happened. Like I say, 2024, the beginning of 2024 was an insane year. I say, and then we changed government. It's so much better. Well, again, we'll get into that in that video. But like I say, already there are issues and stuff that are cropping up in Trump's administration, and he's not even entered office yet. Not even entered office yet. Trump's second term, I'll quote William, second time in office, probably going to be absolutely crippled by infighting. And I've said this before, I don't think we've seen the full extent to what this infighting is going to be. I think it is going to be pretty huge. So before we do go getting into that, please do remember to click the like, share, and subscribe button down below. There are links to my Patreon page. There's the Buy Me a Coffee link where you can, well, buy me coffee. There's the YouTube thank you button where, again, you can drop me a thank you on that. And, of course, there's the Pony Club down below as well. And, of course, you can just click the like and share button. So let's crack on, then, into this. Over to the Daily Mail. So, the MAGA movement, long united under its America First banner, is facing a deepening schism as intense online battles over the H-1B visa programs. NUF is now engulfs its ranks. Again, spelt wrong there from the Daily Mail. But, you know, bear in mind, I've got dyslexia, so when I'm putting out maybe spelling mistakes, you know it's wrong. But anyway, back to this. The program, which of course allowed US companies to hire highly skilled foreign workers, has become now a lightning rod of controversy with now President-elect Donald Trump's ranks. At the heart of this storm is Vivek Ramaswamy, a former GOP presidential hopeful and, of course, Trump appointee, whose outspoken defense of the program has now triggered a backlash from MAGA loyalists and high-profile Republicans alike. So, this visa designed to hire high-skilled foreign workers. Guess what? Sometimes you need this. You need this type of high-skilled sort of visa and stuff program so that, companies can go, well, there might be, 12 people in the entire world who actually, studied this or have studied this subject, and 4 of them live in the US. Maybe we need to steal one from somewhere else. I'm just saying it's how a lot of companies look at this type of stuff. So, Ramaswamy, who was recently elected and named co-chief of the Department of Governmental Efficiency, ignited the controversy with a provocative post on Twitter. He said he voiced now strong support for bringing high-skilled foreign workers to the US, even as MAGA voters and Trump himself have now championed stricter immigration policies. So the reason top tech companies often hire foreign-born and first-generation engineers over Native Americans isn't because of an innate American IQ deficit, a lazy and, of course, wrong explanation, he wrote. A key part of it comes down to the C word, culture. Tough questions demand tough answers, and if we're really serious about fixing the problem, we have to confront the truth. Our American culture has now venerated mediocrity over excellence for way too long. Vivek Ramaswamy saying that is kind of hilarious because every single pick Trump has had exemplifies that. Even himself, to some extent, even himself is that. This guy got lucky. He sold, happened to be at the right tech company at the right time, creating the right thing. Oh, multi-billionaire. What's he done since? Exactly. He then further criticized the nation's cultural priorities. Like say, Vivek here trying to engage in the culture war, say, oh, it's all about culture. Our American culture is terrible because it does this. However, many of these other people in his politics have made their entire livelihood of venerating at American culture, how amazing American culture is. To the second Vivek comes along and says, well, maybe American culture isn't as good as we say it is. What do you think's happened? But we'll get onto this. So, of course, he further criticized nation's cultural priorities, stating that society, of course, celebrating the prom queen over the math Olympiad champ and, of course, the jock over the valedictorian would now inevitably fail to produce the world's best engineers. Ramaswamy also now bizarrely blames the 1990s TV sitcom for what he saw as the decline of America's lead in the field of science and tech. He said the culture that, of course, the culture that, of course, celebrates the prom queen over the math Olympiad or the jock over the valedictorian. The culture that venerates Corey from Boy Meets World or Zack Slater over Screech in Saved by the Bell or Stefan over Steve Urkel in Family Matters would not produce the best engineers. Wow. If you grow up aspiring to normalcy is what you will achieve. He went on to say that he hopes our culture now fully wakes up A culture that is now once again prioritizing achievement over normalcy, excellence over mediocrity, nerdiness over conformity, and hard work over laziness. Well, guess what? Guess what happened? His remarks did, of course, not go unnoticed by either Trump or his now ardent base. His call for a cultural renaissance, one that prioritizes excellence over mediocrity, set off a firestorm. While the president-elect has obviously yet to directly respond to this issue, his supporters and the MAGA-aligned figures have not held back. Nikki Haley, who positioned herself as a moderate during the Republican primaries, now offered a very biting response, saying, "There is nothing wrong with American workers or American culture," she declared. All you have to do is look at the border to see how many want what we have. We should be investing and prioritizing in Americans, not foreign workers. Mike Cernovich also then laid in, lambasting his comments as now dismissive of America's storied history of innovation. He said the Woodstock generation managed to build out the aerospace. The one before that went to the moon, he wrote. Underlying your post is that we all are now living in squalor until being rescued by H-1Bs. Then, why did everyone, quote, want to come here? Ramaswamy then responded, saying, the version of America, the one that used to embody now this unbridled exceptionalism, is exactly what we want to return to. That is a point about culture, not immigration policy. But my boy, my friend Vivek, that is exactly what it is. It is about immigration, not culture. Even MAGA influencers like Jack Posobiec then joined in, questioning why America would seek foreign workers instead of nurturing domestic talent. But here's the thing. America is not investing in nurturing domestic talent. And that takes time. That takes a lot of time. It can take a decade, if not more, to do that. And you are actually seeing, bear in mind, this happen in the UK, sort of. During the Blair years, he and Gordon Brown invested massively, heavily into education. More people went to university than ever before. We have now had a massive glut of highly educated people now in the UK. The problem was that Brown didn't get to then finish off what he wanted to do, was to really start investing in a high skills economy. What happened was we got the recession, which they managed to steer us through, but then they lost the election where they wanted to do that. They then got the Conservatives, who, having had all that, then did not invest in a high skilled economy. They just went full bore into austerity and wasted decades of carefully building this type of environment. So it is very, very much years, decades to build up this type of stuff. So where is the nurturing of domestic talent? Trump's not offering that. He's not investing in education. He's not investing in apprenticeships. He's not helping send more people to university. He's not offering more money so that people can get, I don't know, scholarships or making certain university courses free because it's in the best interest of America to, I don't know, have more doctors and nurses or, something like that. He's not doing anything like that. But, of course, Posobiec continued, saying, imagine how many more J.D. Vances are, of course, out there, Posobiec argued, referencing the MAGA-aligned senator known for, of course, his rags to riches story. Far-right commentator Laura Loomer, oh wow, even Laura Loomer is out there taking an even harsher stance, accusing him of undermining MAGA's now original agenda. Her incendiary post, of course, referred to H1B visa program now as part of the Great Replacement conspiracy theory. Yep, highlighting now growing fears within the Trump base about the erosion of the traditional American identity. It comes days after Luma slammed Trump's decision to appoint a career leftist who contradicts the America First policy as a senior policy advisor on artificial intelligence. She described Sarah Karajim's appointment as now deeply disturbing due to his stance on green card allegations and allocations, opening the floodgates now for a wave of criticism from the MAGA fold. White House and AI crypto czar David Sachs obviously came to Kushner's defense, arguing that he simply wants to remove country caps, saying that right now every country in the world gets allocated the same number of green cards, no matter how many qualified applicants it actually has. So applicants from India have now an 11-year wait, where applicants from other countries basically have no wait at all, he said. Supporting a limited number of high-skilled immigrants is still a prevalent view on the right. Sarah is definitely not a career leftist. Elon Musk then responded to Sachs' comments, said agreeing that they make sense. This debate, of course, now underscores the broader anxieties about the direction of Trump's second term. And this is what they want. They want to roll all this back. They want to do this. Because if they do that, then where's all this stuff investing in America's domestic talent? None of that's there. That will cripple. That will damage the America's competitiveness. Massively damage America's competitiveness if they do that. It'll take decades for them to build up that skilled workforce. But yeah, this is, I think, you are going to end up, I think, with more of these types of clashes. I think this is going to pretty much define, like, this Trump presidency. This is what you're going to see pretty much from now until the end. It is just going to be constant infighting. That's what you're going to get. That you are going to get. So, as always, thank you very much for watching. Let me know what you think down below. And of course, eventually, I'm looking forward to when Musk and Trump fall out, because, oh boy, there's going to be some fireworks when that happens. But as always, let me know what you think down below. And of course, as always, we'll see you all next time.